Welcome back, everyone. Quick background here. Let's go back like 22 years. And when we first moved into town to start what was then TV8, well, there was this street called South Street, right? I think it was affectionately named the Street of Dreams. We had a few holdout bars down there and a few holdout people that used to stay in the holdout bars till the wee hours of the morning. It was a great time. It was a lot of fun, but it was also time, considering that the city was going through a major renovation at the time and leading up to today, that South Street was kind of hanging out there. And people were like, when are they going to redo South Street? Well, as many of you know, there's a major renovation going on South Street. And we're about to celebrate the opening of the first of many events and buildings that are going to will be on South Street for all of us to enjoy. And joining me today is Amanda Metzger, who is a marketing guru, a good friend of mine, very creative person, who is involved consulting with the city of Glens Falls on this project. So when I saw her the other day, I said, hey, I want to interview you about this. So this is going to be a fun interview. Hello, Amanda.
Hello, Jesse. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Sorry for the long-winded opening there, but I think you're used to my long-winded openings anyway. Hey, I think that this is just remarkable that not only are we celebrating first of many of these kinds of events for all the wonderful renovation that's going on South Street, but this particular building is really quite remarkable. To our viewers, what you see in the background there is an actual artist rendering of what the interior of this looks like. So Amanda, first tell us about this building.
Yeah, this building is a really cool design. It is shaped like a birch leaf, and there's several birch leaf elements around the property. And when you come in, it's a big open space, and it has 20 garage doors that all open. So people can vend from both the inside and the outside, which is really cool. This is going to be the home of the Glens Falls Farmers Market. And it will also be a place that anybody can rent to have an event like galas or even weddings, expos, all sorts of possibilities with this building.
You know, considering what that part of South Street was like prior to this, when you drive down there now, I mean, I drove by the other day and I thought a spaceship had landed. This thing looks like Noah's Ark in a way, right? I mean, it's to our viewers, it's an absolutely stunning design. As a matter of fact, the background that Amanda has is a rendering of the interior, and it's very accurate, by the way. The interior space is just one of those really kind of real open spaces that you can just come in and you can imagine all kinds of things. And of course, it's a home to the farmers market, which has needed a home for a long time. And what a great space for that. Now, the ribbon cutting that's on the 16th, that's a whole day of events. But the ribbon cutting, I think, is in the afternoon, right? And
Yes.
but there are a bunch of restaurants and stuff. I mean, this is a real community event, right?
Yes, yeah. So the ribbon cutting from 3 to 5 p.m., that's with the City of Glens Falls and New York State Department of State and Adirondack Regional Chamber of Commerce. So we'll be dedicating the building to Ed Bartholomew, Mr. Glens Falls, who was instrumental in getting the DRI funding. This project is what, 8, 9 years in the making. I think the money was awarded in 2016. So we're going to have a real celebration, and we've invited all of the restaurants in Glens Falls to come and showcase their signature dish at this event. So we'll have about 25 different restaurants inside the building with tables. It'll be laid out similar to how you see in the rendering in the background. And everyone can come and get a taste of Glens Falls while we toast to the future.
Hometown USA. You know, there's something just so remarkable. You know, in that long-winded opening that I had, you know, it was really true, Amanda. It was like 20 years ago, it was like no man's land. And now it's just being converted into this incredible space. I'm noting about some of the restaurants right across the street, like Golden Monkey, are open and have opened up there. And now it's just becoming this kind of Soho kind of vibe in right in downtown Glens Falls. Now you've invited like 25 different restaurants. I know a bunch of officials are coming. I don't know if you know whether the governor is coming yet or not, but I know the invite has gone out to quite a few people, correct?
Yes, correct. We won't know for sure until, maybe even the day of, but this is definitely a big deal to New York State. And Department of State Walter T. Mosley has said that Glens Falls is a shining example of the DRI projects in the state. So this is definitely noticed by by some top decision makers in our state, everything that we've done here. And I just want to make another comment about how special South Street is with the history of it and the future of it. It's especially the culinary scene there because you can go to New Way Lunch and Peter's Diner that have been there for so long and experience, they have fantastic food and then you can also go to the newer restaurants that you just mentioned, and this is all in one street. And I mean, Glens Falls is just such a special place.
Oh, without a doubt. To our viewers who might not know what DRI is, that was downtown revitalization. And it was something that Ed Bartholomew, and it's the same for me, Amanda. You just mentioned Ed's name, and your heart skips a beat. There was somebody who was just Mr. Glens Falls, if ever there was one. Born and raised here, an athlete. He became mayor. He went on to state government. I mean, you're talking about somebody that was just able to bring in, and check this out, viewer. If I've got it right, it was close to like $50 million, 10 of which came from the state, but 39 was I remember this number from someplace. 39 was raised by private investment and stuff. So, you understand what is behind this. And as Amanda said, it takes 8 or 9 years for something like this to go from, hey, this is a good idea, to, okay, we're going to have a celebration. I want to move on, Amanda, because it doesn't stop with the ribbon cutting. I got wind that it's going to be a block party, and not only a block party, but a block party featuring one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, that's right. Wild Adriatic. They We're just so excited to have them at the South Street Block Party, first ever South Street Block Party. They'll be performing right there on the new property at the Market and Event Center. There's an area for a stage in the back. And it's really cool. You can use this facility for a music event. So this will be the test run of that. And it's just they just were the perfect band for this. And also perfect timing with their new album, their new self-titled album out. So we were just so excited to have them on board. And Joe DeFelice is opening for them.
Oh, that's nice too. Just to our viewers, I know many of you were like, Wild Adriatic, how in God's name did they get that band? Because that was my first thought also. But you're talking about a seriously good band. We had them on Tracks, our music show. We recorded them. I think we recorded them at Cafe Lena, as a matter of fact. And they are just, to anybody who loves bands, that chemistry between the musicians is everything. And this is a band that just has it. And I thought they took a hiatus for a while, but you're saying they've got a new album, so they must be back together again. So
Yeah.
again, to our viewers, this is an opportunity to see a band that you don't get to see that often, who have toured the world, by the way. Okay, so I just want to recap a bit, Amanda. May 16, is that a Saturday?
It's a Friday.
A Friday, okay. So May 16, the Friday after Mother's Day.
Yes, you got it.
That's a good
Yep.
benchmark, right?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Riley probably wants to know about that. And it starts in the afternoon. Get there early. There's going to be a ton of people there. Get to sample food from all these different restaurants. Check out the architectural wonder of what this place is. imagine all the uses, from weddings to the farmers market to music festivals, to fundraisers, to movie nights, to conferences. It just keeps going. And then hang around, because from 5 to 8, Wild Adriatic is going to perform. So hats off to you, Amanda, and everybody that you worked with to pull this off. This is a big one.
Thank you. And another thing I wanted to mention is that the restaurants will be welcome to do take a bite style food that night too. So it'll be, yeah, a great night to come hear some live music and check out the restaurants and the stores that are open and enjoy downtown Glens Falls.
Yeah, just be a real part of the downtown revitalization, which I think is so key. It's the last piece, if you think about it. All of Glen Street and all around the library, and it's all on its way back. And here comes South Street. Really exciting stuff. All right, Amanda, thank you so much for taking the time to fill us in. And again, to our viewers, May 16, write it down, Friday, May 16, all afternoon, right into the night. What a way to start the weekend. Okay, my friend, I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, Jesse.
Okay, bye.